Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Anime One back here with another video, and today I'm here with another series, a new series of What If Naruto was banished from the Leaf Village and had unlocked a secret power. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also like this video. So let's begin the video. So before we start the series off, I want to make something clear. Naruto has red hair instead of blonde hair, because his mother was Kushina, so he inherited her red hair instead of blonde hair. I don't think that matters much, but I just want to give Naruto a little, little change, if that's okay. And also, Itachi is a female in this one. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys already know who is the ship. So yeah, let's begin the series. It was raining pretty goddamn hard, if even for her standards. What was that was causing this rain? Maybe her full slow brother did something. Or maybe a light had been lost today and the world will be, thrown into the darkness. She didn't know, but her cold beauty while watching the rain was just something to behold a sight of. Kisame was watching her. He didn't know what was up with her. She would act strange sometimes, especially she was acting especially strange after she beat the living shit out of her brother and put him under her Mangekyo Genjutsu. The Tsukuyomi, he could never understand Izumi Uchiha. The girl was a mystery, but he respected her. Her power was something that was to be feared, even by him, someone who was known to be a tail beast. Kisame sighed as he spoke. How long are you planning to stay there, Izumi? He said. Izumi didn't answer him back. She just kept on looking up in the sky. She was getting a bad feeling that something bad would happen today. Meanwhile, Naruto opened his eyes to see the familiar white ceiling. Why am I surprised? He said to himself. Why was he surprised? Naruto's POV, the story is gonna go on from there. Why was I surprised to see the ceiling again? It was something that was familiar. Again and again, up till the age that I was maybe 10. I saw the ceiling almost daily. Why? Because I was beaten up by the villagers, the civilians specifically. At the age of the 10, I started training and started fending off myself and started doing some missions. I was surprisingly good. I never got the training, so I never, became a prodigy that everyone thinks of Sasuke as. Speaking of Sasuke, I failed to, retrieve him. We fought, I tried to convince him, but he wouldn't listen. He wanted to kill his sister. Vengeance is something that I've learned is like a poison. It will kill you from inside, and eventually you will die because of it. Sasuke was going the path of vengeance, and if I'm being honest, I don't think there is coming back for him after this. Maybe it was the me was supposed to be, since Izumi killed her clan. I never thought that the girl would do something like that. She was so kind. And she was beautiful as well. I would always see her and blush because she was beautiful. She would come and tease me because I was blushing and I would pout and she would giggle. That was the relation that we had. Not of a brother or sister. It was more like friends. I found out that Izumi had killed her clan and was, well, left Konoha and became a rogue ninja. I didn't feel much. That's how I have always been. I didn't feel much love as emotion since I've never felt it. The only emotion that I felt since the moment I was born was anger, loyalty, and, well, rage, hatred, sometimes happiness, and sometimes sadness. Those are the emotions. Love, on the other hand, no, I've never felt it. It's a rather strange concept to me. Jeezy tried to tell me that love is something when one experiences it is the most, well, excruciating feeling of your life. You feel alive when you're in love, but I never got to know that feeling. Sakura, who I thought I was in love with, was just a fake act. Well, I did like the girl. It was more of like a sister bond rather than, you know, well, lovers bond. Well, I sighed. There was no way that any girl in Konoha would date me. I thought to myself. It had been, well, how many days had it been? He looked at the calendar that was beside him. The day Sasuke left was, well, the day that we went on the mission was 10th. And it's, well, 14th. I've been down for 4 days. Well, my injuries are healed due to the fox. I thought to myself, what was I doing again? I had no idea. I heard a knock on my door. Come in, I said. As, well, two armed guards entered my room. Uzumaki-san, the council has requested your presence, they said as I gave them a strange look. Why would the council need my presence? Maybe it's about the mission, since I failed it. Well, that was what I thought that day. The maximum I thought that they would do was maybe give me a suspension or some shit. But no. I got the worst surprise of them all. I was banished from Konoha. When I heard the news, I tried to plead, but it fell on deaf ears. Sanade, or Granny, couldn't do anything, since the civilian council had bribed Daimyo to sign the warranty, and Sanade, even as powerful as he was as a Hokage, didn't have the authority over the daimyos, so he couldn't do anything. Naruto really wanted to ask himself, but not himself. He wanted to ask Sasuke, why did he leave? Sasuke had everything. He had Kakashi training him personally. He had all the attention of all the girls that he needed to rebuild his clan. Everyone in the village loved him. He really didn't understand why Sasuke left the village. And if Sasuke really tried hard, he could become the Hokage, but the bastard never did so. All he wanted was to kill his sister, Izumi Uchiha. Well, that was that. Naruto, before leaving the village, wanted to at least see Sakura for the one last time. But the things that she said to him was something that he never expected. That is for another time. Well, I would have never thought that Sakura would say something so cruel. But I guess fate, it doesn't want me to live happily. God doesn't want me to live happily. That's what I thought. But who would have known that my banishment from Konoha would be my greatest freedom? The goal that I had from the starting of my mind, the reason I wanted to become a Hokage was, well, freedom. Freedom from everything. Freedom because I was at the highest post and nobody could order me around. I was the top dog. Freedom. That was what I seeked for the entirety of my life, from the moment I was born to this moment. Well, I have freedom in some sort of way. It's important to know that one never becomes free. The other has some kind of responsibilities that he has to fulfill, either to his village, to his family, or to someone else, or even to himself. The only one that was truly free in the history was Gautam Buddha. The man really wasn't obligated to anything. He did barely to meet the means for survival and was the pinnacle of human beings, the pinnacle of how much a free human being can be. But I knew for a fact that I would never become such a free human being. That was simply not possible. Gautam Buddha was someone who disregarded chakra as a whole concept and was a man at this time of the age of the six paths. And because of that, Naruto would never get to meet the person. He had just heard stories, but freedom that Gautam Buddha had gained was something that Naruto wanted to achieve. But again, he knew for a fact he was not a god. That wasn't going to happen. But my dreams were crushed, especially by that Danzo. I knew for a fact that Danzo wouldn't let Konoha's greatest weapon go outside of his grasps, and because of Tsunade being the leader of the village, and since he saw me as her son, he wouldn't get his grasp on me. So he decided to form a master plan. It would have actually worked, and it was quite a good plan if I didn't hide my skills so much, and if I didn't unlock the power that I did that day. Well, after 3 months, I stayed in the village. I made many friends there, but Donzo's luckies had to ruin it all. Those bastards. I thought, well, might as well start telling you the real story that happened after I was banished. So, let's get to it. I was walking out in the streets. It had been a few days since I was banished from Konoha. Jiraiya was walking right beside me. He had told me that he would never step a foot in the village ever again. He was still loyal to it and would do anything to protect it, but only from the shadows. He wouldn't step in the village himself. That was the promise that Jiraiya made to me. And unless I stepped foot in the village myself, Jiraiya would never do that. And I knew for a fact, even if the man was a pervert, he was the man of his words. He wouldn't do anything to betray me, since he told me that I was somewhat very precious to him, somewhat like a family. He didn't explain how exactly, but he just told me that I was. And being the naive fool that I am, I accepted it. Well, what can be the worst, right? Maybe he's my grandparent or something, I thought in my mind. Well, after Jiraiya left, he left me in a village to, well, buy some things. While I was in the village, I saw many things. Well, this village was poor up to some extent. Not poor exactly, but they were natural. They were not buying goods, they were rather selling it. They were cutting woods and hunting down animals and also getting fruits and vegetables from the forest to survive, since the forest did everything naturally. All they had to do was simply go to the forest and get the resources. It was amusing to see so. When I thought that this forest life was good, I heard some noise and saw bandits coming out. Well, and they had a girl in their hand, about my age. Well, that was interesting, I thought. But I saw what they were about to do. They were about to hold the girl as a hostage, and maybe force out the village elder or someone. I waited, and that was what exactly happened. The village elder went to his knees and promised that he would give all the money of the villagers' economy to the man. It looked like the girl was his daughter. As he said that, I couldn't just sit there and stand. I went towards the man and grabbed his hand. "What the hell, everything, do you think you're doing?" I said to him, my tone dead serious, my red hair flapping in the air. As I looked at the man, the bandit smirked. "You better get off, brat. You don't want to get hurt, now do you?" he said as many bandits came rushing towards me. I let go of the bandit's hand and made few clones. All of them leapt into that action. Formed one clone right beside me as we both made the Rasengan and slammed it into the ground, creating dust and debris. As that happened, my clone took care of the rest. Since they were bandits, they really didn't have any kind of sensory ability, so I was easily able to see through the smoke and kill, well, not kill, but defeat them all. And they went back. The girl looked at me as if like I was a prince in a knight in charm or some shit. Well, I just looked at her and smiled. Hello there. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. It's nice to meet you, I said. The girl looked at me with stars in her eyes as I grabbed my hands and started shaking it. Hello, Naruto Uzumaki. My name is Yuki Kazuhana. It's really nice to meet you. Yes, I am the daughter of daimyo of this village, she said. My sweat dropped. Uh, okay, I said. The girl was rather excited. I was like that when I was inside Konoha, but I lost all my excitement since the day I was banished. That was how it was supposed to be. Then I sighed again. Just don't go off on your own. You're the daimyo, you're the daughter of the daimyo of this village. You aren't gonna be safe anytime soon, little girl. I said to the girl, as the girl pouted. We are about the same age. Don't call me little girl, she said. I chuckled. Maybe. That is true, but I hope you do take my advice seriously. The daimyo came up to me. It's rather good. Hello there. My name is Kaito Kazuhana. It's really nice to meet you, Naruto Uzumaki. I'm real grateful that you saved my daughter and probably this country, since giving away the economy of our country wouldn't be good. I hope you can understand that. I gave him a nod, and knowing how bad that would actually be. As I looked at the old man, as he gave me a smile. How about it? How about you stay here for a while? If you like it, you can even stay here forever. I looked at the man. I was banished. A banished ninja of the village. I didn't have anywhere to go, and this man was inviting me. I wasn't a fool. Of course, the thing I was gonna do was accept. Months went by. 3 months. And I made a bond. Bond with all the people in the villages. Any bandits would come, I would kick them out by using all ninjutsus. I was training a little, not much, since there was no meaning to train. Since I didn't want to become the Hokage anymore. And I was free. The freedom that I wanted, I was getting it. I wasn't shouldering the burden of anything. I was free from the shackles of Konoha, the hidden village, or any kind of rules that had come with it. I was the happiest that I had ever been in my life, but of course, that wouldn't last forever. Months I went out for wood chopping and to get woods and maybe a few animals for our dinner, but when I came back, everyone was dead. And I saw 4 people with tantos in their hands and, well, a mask, a plain white mask with 2 holes in their eyes where they could see. I freaked out. I tried to battle them with my shadow clones, but it was all too ill. I knew for a fact I should have continued to train to protect them. Shit, I thought, as I was being held up by my collar, as the man was looking at me. This is the end, Naruto Uzumaki. You're gonna be the greatest weapon for Konoha that ever has become. And not only that, You're gonna be Danzo-sama's best weapon, his right-hand man. That's a great pleasure for a demon like you, the masked ninja said. Naruto was getting angry. Everyone he loved was killed. Maybe he understood why Sasuke wanted to do that. Revenge is something that is to be feared. He knew that day, and that was the day when he unlocked this secret power. A dark mist started surrounding Naruto as it completely engulfed him. Naruto was forced to uh, undo his handling off of Naruto and let go of his collar, as his hand was burning somehow by the black smoke that covered the boy. What, what the hell? Naruto thought as he, tried to nurture his hand that was getting burned. All of you are gonna die. Those were the last words that Naruto heard. Black smoke and red eyes were all they saw, and all of them were dead. As the black smoke left into the air, forming a huge crater around them. As the energy died down, and the black chakra that was surrounding Naruto, died down too. In a distance, a woman wearing a Katsuki cloak sensed the dark, ominous presence. Along with her, Kisame sensed it as well. Well, would you look at that? Who do you think that is, Izumi-san? Izumi looked at the location where the black smoke was coming out of. I have no idea. I suggest we check what it is. I think it will give us a good idea of what it is, and maybe if it's one of the Jinchurikis, since it's not a possibility that the Jinchuriki has a dark chakra like that. Kisame grinned. Well, you did it. I didn't expect you to give me the reply, but if you insist, we might as well go. Kisame and Izumi left off, going towards the location. Naruto was slowly losing consciousness. He had unlocked the power that was sealed within him. And, since he used it for the first time, it was rather intoxicating on his body. He passed out on the spot, knocked out cold. But before anyone could get him, another person appeared in a black smoke. Who would have thought that instead of me, one more user of Dark Release would be alive? Red hair, that makes sense. The man said as he picked up Naruto. Let's go, Uzumaki. We have a lot to discuss. But before that, he looked at the location as he saw Izumi and Kisame jump down right in front of him. Izumi noticed the man, but the boy that was on his shoulder. Isn't that? Kisame said with a grin. Naruto Uzumaki, the boy who was banished from the Hidden Wave. If I'm right, Kisame said. Izumi gave him a nod. Indeed, that is him. Red hair, 3 whisker marks. His eyes are closed, but he has blue eyes, I can tell. He said. The hooded man looked at Izumi with his red eyes. Well. Izumi Uchiha. It's an honor to meet you. But, you see, my little acquaintance. Not acquaintance. Family member over here. Maybe distant cousins or somehow. But we both are Uzumakis, so that counts. Have a little chit chat to do, so I would, encourage you to get lost. He said in a very polite tone as Izumi gritted her teeth. Who the hell did this man think he was? She didn't show it, but it was like he was treating her like garbage. Do you want to fight that badly? Kisame said as he took out his Samihara. Kisame, stop. We don't know who this man is. And whatever that black energy was, I'm sure it was out of Naruto. Isn't that right, whoever you are? Izumi said. The man gave her a smirk. Well, as analytic as ever. Izumi, Uchiha. No wonder you were known as the prodigy of your clan. And no wonder why you killed them all. You probably thought they were a waste of your time, didn't you? To test their abilities. For someone like you, that sounds valid. But I have to take my leave. See ya, he said as he started disappearing in the black smoke. But before he could fully disappear, Izumi appeared in front of him. You're not going so fast. We're taking him anywhere you want. That boy is precious for both me and Akatsuki, she said as he tried to kick the man, but her legs passed through him. It was like he turned into black smoke. Well, she heard a voice behind her. I'm sorry, I would like to play this little catch and mice game of ours, but I don't have time. If I do have time, I'll tell you my identity. The man took off his hood as Izumi and Kisame's eyes widened. Y- y- You're, they both said at the same time. Shanks.